Song for the times, y'all. Show me your peace sign. When there's no sign of peace, from the north to the south to the west to the east, from the top 1% to every man on the street, every woman rising up, and every child in the Middle East. It's the little things in this great big world, and it don't matter if you're a boy or a girl, and it don't matter if you're someone in between. I know you know what I mean. I wanna be standing next to you, standing next to you. When the revolution comes, when the revolution comes, I wanna be standing next to you, standing next to you. When the revolution comes, when the revolution comes, show me your peace sign. When there's no sign of love, you just can't sweep hate down under the rug. Too many guns, too many drugs. I got an olive branch, I need a dove. Cause I was born with every blood up in my veins. Every country you could visit, every city you could name. Everyone is different and everyone's the same. I know you know what I'm saying. I wanna be standing next to you, standing next to you. When the revolution comes, when the revolution comes, I wanna be standing next to you, standing next to you. When the revolution comes, when the revolution comes. Hey, show me your peace sign, everybody say, hey. 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 Show me your peace sign, everybody say. Show me your peace sign. When there's no sign of love, you just can't sweep hate down under the rug. Too many guns, so many drugs. I know you know what I mean. I wanna be standing next to you, standing next to you. When the revolution comes, when the revolution comes.
Good morning. Hey, Mel, we need to contact this artist and find out what it's going to cost to get the copyrights. I think I want to just have that song every morning before I come on and greet everybody. I think it's the perfect song because we are in a revolution right now. There is a rise up around the world, and that is why I've been coming on here every morning at 9. Even though today I really didn't want to do this, I got to get up every day and prepare for it in a way. Really just get grounded, right? Get the message, start on time, getting set up and starting on time. And I'm not much of a morning person, so I don't have my coffee in front of me. I have some sage here, but no lighter. And I'm in my pajamas. But guess what? I'm showing up today. I do have a message. I did wake up, reach for my angel books, and picked up some messages that I just want to open with today. And that's really how they see us, and they see our energy. And then I just want to start with that, right? And then I want to kind of jump into what my message today is going to be more on media shadow, what's not being covered right now, and why I have something to say about that. So, angels were explaining today how they see us, right? So they don't see us the way we see each other. They don't see our status. They don't see how much money we have. So if they don't see us in political power. They don't see us in the celebrity power, right? So in that power that we've created in what I would say is a two-dimensional narrative that people are living in, right? Angels don't see that. They see us as energy. Think of us as emitting frequencies that actually make sounds, like piano sounds, like frequencies. And they also see it in the way of light, like rainbow light, so different colors of light. And the way it's very beautiful, the way they describe the way they see us is very beautiful. Like we're emitting music and light. And the more we radiate love, the more that we radiate love and consciousness, right? The more vibrant that energy is. So it's coming up a lot in the angel books too, right? That we're moving into a new energy. There's a new energy on earth. And that is outside of the two-dimensional narrative that people are living by. It has to do with a lot with our human spirituality. And when I talk about human spirituality, I am not talking about religion. Okay? It's not about religion at all. It's, I'm going to say, a multidimensional narrative. I'm going to call it a multidimensional narrative because all humans who call themselves spiritual are going to define that in a personal way, right? They may attach their spirituality to a religion and have a box structure around it or have some kind of structure around it. And that's fine, right? But what I'm talking about is I'm going to talk about two narratives. This is really important. The two-dimensional narrative, right? And the multi-dimensional narrative, which we're just going to say also includes the spirituality of human beings. So it is said in, I actually have, this is crazy, I actually have a Bible verse for you because this is what came to me today. It's from Revelation chapter 3, verse 15 and 16. I know your works. What he's saying is I know you by your actions. I know you by what you do, right? I know your works. You were neither cold nor hot. So he's talking to people that are putting things out there like, he's talking about the lukewarm right now, okay? And it's in Revelation. It's the last chapter of the Bible. So if any of you guys are following what's going on right now, it's on biblical proportions. So this is super relevant. Okay, so I know your works. You were neither cold nor hot. Would that you were neither either cold or hot. Okay, I said that messed up. Would that you were either cold or hot. So because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. So, and what God is saying there in Revelation, right, is that he really can't use you. God in Christ consciousness can't embody you if you are lukewarm. So I see this package everything up in the safety package. Lukewarm, guys. Like, some of you really have knowledge about what's going on right now. You have a connection to it one way or the other, right? And you're holding back. And that's okay, right? There's no judgment again, right? But if you are a person like me who has opened up your life to the embodiment of Christ consciousness, it is my mission in that embodiment, right? To be on fire for this. And so when I'm coming at you, not coming at you, and that's not the right word, but when I'm feeling intense, or the things that I'm sharing are intense, the things that I'm sharing are uncomfortable or triggering, or things like that, right? That is an embodiment of Christ consciousness. Think about it. If Christ was here right now, if God manifested himself here, right? I would be, I mean, think of, I'm a human. I have so many messy things about me, right? The integrity, the difference there. But anyway, it's lukewarm. Lukewarm is the problem right now. It is people attached to the safety of a two-dimensional narrative. We have now, the White House has, I think they've done it before, but officially the White House has released videos of UFOs. I've been watching it trend on Twitter. A lot of people who are seeing interesting things happening in the sky, and they've been filming it on their phones and posting it on Twitter. And it's really fascinating to see what's going on in the skies right now. So for those who are in the two-dimensional narrative, it's going to be impossible for you to really see what's going on, because there's a spiritual side to everything that's going on. So the coronavirus, we talked about this before. We're talking about the crown, right? Corona. We're opening up to a different consciousness. So no matter how batshit crazy it looks right now, systems are breaking apart, they're crumbling, they're falling, and it is up to us to rewrite those systems. Also, well, you know what? I'm just gonna get right into it because I'm just kind of dancing around it right now. But yesterday, I think in the day before, trending on Twitter is hashtag Obamagate. Obamagate had 3.4 million tweets on Twitter, and Twitter went crazy trying to delete it all. So if you go to trending on Twitter, it won't give you those numbers, but people are smart. They've done screenshots of it. Where is it? Obamagate is coming up. So anyway, Obamagate, right, is I don't know what you guys are going to call it, right? Are you going to call it a conspiracy theory? I mean, it's happening right now. This is the biggest political scandal in our history. What Obama is being accused of really is, I believe, just scratching the surface of possibly a lot of other harmful connections. That to me, the news of Obamagate really is also lukewarm, right? Compared to what's really going on out there. So just watching some other news too. I've been following this. Did any of you guys heard about Child Protection Services in California? Have any of you guys heard of that? You know what? I'm not on my chat here. I need to look at my chat. California. Yeah, let's talk about California. Comnifornia. Ventura County. Somebody put this on Facebook the other day that it was a bullshit story. It's not a bullshit story. You could actually go watch the press conference and the video of Ventura County stating that they're going to hire trace. You guys know what I'm talking about? Spies, basically. They have a word for it. Trace something. See, it's 9 a.m. I need more coffee. This was something that I posted about the WHO. The World Health Organization had stated that, this coronavirus is happening at the family level, and we need to go into the home, and we need to isolate these people in a dignified manner. He said that. It came from the horse's mouth. That is not a bullshit story. Then the next thing you know, a month later, Ventura County in California is saying, hey, we're going to hire these 50 spies, right? It's going to be trying to find people who are sick with the coronavirus, have symptoms, or test positive, and go in and separate them from their families. So, wrong. Why are my red flags going up big time around this, right? Child Protective Services in California has had the whistle blown on them more than once. Hundreds of children are going missing and murdered through the Child Protective Services in California. Pay attention to who is protecting who is defending who. I mean, when I say I need to just say World Health Organization, or you guys might get the two confused, right? It's World Health Organization and who's protecting who. We have celebrities right now trying to raise money for World Health Organization, support and sponsor World Health Organization, and drive everybody's attention to the World Health Organization. Pay attention to that. You have the media doing the same thing. And with this humongous scandal going on, you have one news channel that's covering it, really, that's the mainstream news, and that's Fox. And Fox is really intense. So a lot of people, don't want that something that extreme when they're watching their news. I personally don't watch any of the mainstream media news. To me is like watching a fucking Hollywood Jerry Springer show. It's sick. It's so, things are blown out of proportion. Things are, to me, it is the hype that Hollywood's created. This whole I do not like mainstream media at all. It's very disturbing to me. in so many ways. So I feel bad for anybody who subjects themselves to that part of the news all the time and doesn't go and investigate things for themselves. It's pretty clear too when you're watching the news and you're watching those pharmaceutical commercials running one after the other. Those people are actors. They are not real people giving testimonies. They're actors. They're trained. They have a script. And hey, I took this drug and it helped me with this thing, right? And then by law, they have to tell you all those side effects that you could get from the drug, right? The media is they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money to support pharmaceuticals and a lot of money to support the medical industry. You really, from my perspective and millions of others, what is wrong with having holistic healthcare? What is wrong with me wanting to have nutrition in my life and live a healthy life rather than getting sick and going into the sick care system? There's so much, not just our news that's being censored, but everything around alternative healthcare has been censored for years and years and years, going on decades now. So I talked about that last week, but I bring it up again because it is a theme. It's an absolute theme. It is in your best interest. It is in your best interest to go and explore hashtag Obamagate and to go look into that. Go look into what's happening. They've investigated and there's testimony, indictments. This is real. It's all going down, okay? And the center of it is Obama, right? The guy that everybody thought had the perfect presidency, had the perfect marriage. Obama was so great. He gave us Obamacare. I don't know anybody who's happy with Obamacare right now, except if, maybe you're an insurance agent selling health insurance, because I am connected with that and I have done it before. But I don't know anybody who's happy with Obamacare. Obamacare sucks. I mean, huge deductibles, huge premiums, right? This shit is not sustainable. It's important and we need it, but it is not sustainable, right? Like, it's important if you need a new kidney that we have the ability to go and get a kidney. Maybe, I think you have to be on a list now. And with all this genetic stuff they do, I don't know how they can't just grow a new kidney for somebody out of their own cells. You would think that if you can clone a sheep, you could figure out how to like clone your own heart and give yourself a heart. But no, you got to get it from a donor. You got to go on a waiting list. And then when you do get it, it's millions, like a couple of million, maybe $3 million for the surgery. Your insurance company is paying for that. And in turn, everybody else get a premium the size or larger than their house payment. In what world is that sustainable, people? In what world is that sustainable? So, what do the angels say about our bodies right now? That if we're going to see the multi-dimensional narrative that is out there, it's not just a narrative, right? People are living multi-dimensionally and they're seeing things. They're seeing stuff in the shadows, right? They're trying to bring it out to light. But in order to see some of that, you've got to be connected to your body. You have to understand consciousness of the body. And the best way to do that is to cleanse your body of toxins. Now, I should be one to talk because I know I'm completely aware of every time I put toxins into my body. And I'm also aware of when I'm out of balance. And then I've done so much work at this point. I have a lot of little cheats that kind of get me back into balance. Quickly, one of those is green drink, which I'm about to drink right now, which is highly, highly, highly alkalizing to the body. It's really good for boosting the immune system. So we go back to Child Protective Services in California. Guys, go look it up. Go look it up. This is a real story. Imagine a government agency, right, that's supposed to protect children is actually selling them into sex trafficking, right? And they're dying. This is a big deal. This is why I'm going to be coming on here every single day, right? To be showing you the things that the media is not covering, like Epstein. When I talk, go look that up, you guys. Epstein's huge. This is like bigger than 9/11. Who was flying to his island? What were they doing on that island? Right? Anybody? Feel free to comment. Anyway, it's 9:20. So we're going to talk about media. So I got to go to my notes. Oh yeah, Mexican president calls for an investigation into Obama's Fast and Furious operation. That happened yesterday. Did you guys see that on the news? Oh, the other one, this was really good. The president of Tasmania, he didn't trust the World Health Organization, so he took fake test samples and sent them to the lab. He sent them samples from papaya fruit, sheep, goats, and other things. And then the results came in. They didn't all come back positive for coronavirus, but he was reading the results off at a press conference. And so he was like, they used even like a car oil, right? And then they just put the samples on the test and then they wrote like a name. And so it came back. They sent it out to World Health Organization. It came back and like 2 were positive and 1 was negative and 2 were like not conclusive or something, right? So interesting that you have leaders out there now who do not trust it and who are sending tests in to test the tests, right? Let's test and see if these tests are really accurate or if they're bogus, if this is a lie, or if this is so. Take a look at that, right? And that's, you can go find that. You can find that on my Twitter. You can find the links. Mostly the links are on my Twitter, but also I share the news on my Instagram too. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna type it in here. Dragon_goddess_ There's a lot of dragon goddesses on Instagram. Okay, so that's my Instagram. So follow me there. Oh, and then on my Twitter too, because you can find a lot of these links there. And you guys on my Twitter and on my Instagram too, you can always like whatever, challenge me on there. I was going crazy about the aliens yesterday, so there's a lot of alien stuff on here. All right, so that one is at TKOH2O, TKOH2O on Twitter. Oops. Okay. So you guys can find a lot of that here, or find a lot of this stuff here. Also, we talked yesterday when it comes to, we'll say, the elite playing out their plan on us, they have to tell us what they're doing before they do it. So now that we know that, we're able to track a lot of stuff. News, there is actual news that we're finding now that is starting to talk about deep state cabal and the Luciferian pedophiles. This has been an elite group that's been, running many operations around the world for years, using blackmail and murder to hide their agenda. They actually do put it out there a lot. So, oh, my sister just texted me. Hey, we really miss. I think we want to go to a happy hour. We really, really miss hanging out and doing happy hour. Oh, someone's texting me about how we're opening up Las Vegas. By the way, guys, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's already getting hot here. It's in the 90s. The pool is very nice right now. So again, yeah, Mexico's president calls for an investigation into Obama's era Fast and Furious operation. Guys, check that out. Eric Schmidt ends 19-year tender at Google. Eric Schmidt, who drove Google's transformation from Silicon Valley startup to the global titan, is no longer the advisor to the search giant. And recent personal shakeups that have seen the company's old guard bow out. So what's that all about, right? Like people leaving Google because Google can be in a lot of trouble for all the censorship that they're doing right now. Oh yeah, so here it is. We have a news that news that's the truth, OAN or OANN.com. Okay, they did a story here, reports deep state, China used COVID-19 for population control. Soros, Clinton's, and Gates suspected of being World Health Organization cover-up to seize COVID cure, undo the US Constitution. So the narratives that are being shared out there right now is that we have a big agenda coming from the Democratic Party, and what they want to do is they want to crash the economy so bad they want to blame it on Trump. They want to go to mail-in voting so that they can steal the election. That's what we're hearing out there in the narrative. So what do you think about that? Where do you stand on that? You think we should just stay put till November? And how's that going to work for people? Do you have enough money for mortgage? Do you have enough money for rent? Do you have enough money for toilet paper? How are you going to work? Maybe it's nice now. It's been 2 months and some people have never had a break in their entire life. This is a chance for them to kind of kick it, collect unemployment for a little bit. Again, lukewarm. This is a revolution. And every day that you wake up, you get to make a choice which side you want to be on. Do you want to be on the two-dimensional narrative side and keep everything lukewarm? Do you only want to hear the news that's, not so shocking? Maybe not all of it. You only want some of it, right? Like we mentioned in the angel books yesterday, right? Like it's like going to school and learning only how to add but not how to subtract. You're not getting the full story. Is that really what you guys want? So the truth, it's not something to take personal. It's just a way to shine the light on stuff that's going on right now. Shutting down our country it just doesn't make sense. All right, this isn't the Black Plague. This isn't the Black Plague of 1916 that killed millions of people. This isn't that, right? Homeless people aren't dying in record numbers, and they don't wash their hands, they don't take baths, they don't social distance. They're homeless people. If this was a Black Plague, they would all be dead. So another thing when we talk about Christ consciousness, let's talk about Jesus. This was a fun conversation I had with John the other day, my friend John, right? Let's talk about Jesus was hanging out with lepers. Back in Jesus' day, they had this disease called leprosy. It was really gross. Like people would have these open pussy sores. They would like lose limbs. They would have gangrene. They would smell bad, and they would be put off in like these separate places away from people, and they were sick, right? And Jesus would walk right into those places and heal those people. Walk right in the middle of it and heal those people, right? That is Christ consciousness. And what else did Jesus do, right? Know them by their actions. He tore apart marketplaces that were setting up outside the church. And he was pissed about it. He wasn't like, oh, this is wrong, guys. God condones this. No way. He went through and ripped that place apart. He turned tables over. He tore it apart. He said, get this out of here. This is sacred space. And you do not put up markets around sacred space. Jesus was not lukewarm. He made a point. So that's all right. If that's where you're at right now, that's where you're at. You need to take care of yourself. But in the two-dimensional narrative, we're missing sensation, right? We're just saying, hey, let's just think positive. We're going to bypass our feelings. We're going to stay in this positive mode. We're going to stay in our heads about facts. We can just argue back and forth all day long. driving our division, driving separation consciousness, right? Keeping everybody to the us versus them. Hey, we're the medical people. We know what's right. We have all the science and we're right and you're wrong. You know, you're you're an evil terrorist person to go out there and protest and not maintain social distancing and wear your masks. When masks have been proven not to work, gloves are a joke, social distancing is a joke. It really is. So you can be stuck with that narrative, but you're also missing sensation. You're missing what your body consciousness is here to do and what it can do and what it has to offer you. And so when we're here always in our heads, we're not in our bodies, right? We're two-dimensional. We're missing a whole other dimension. This is what I call it multidimensional. So it's just what the angels say about our bodies. It's not, you can't like your face and not like your knees. You can't like your arms and not like your legs. You can't like your boobs and not like your stomach. You can't love your butt and not like your thighs, right? It is, every part of your body has its own consciousness, separate from one another, because that's the way you see it, right? You have ears, you have eyes. If there's something wrong with a part of you or there's something going on with your skin. You know, we learn about our body consciousness through disease, right? Our body gets diseased. It gets out of whack, right? So each part has an energy signature that plays a part of our entire system. And when we do not like a part of ourselves, it's disparity, it's dissonance, it's disconnection from our whole integrated truth. So what the angels say at this time right now is very, very, very important to detox the body, right? To get very clean and centered and back in homeostasis, because back in that homeostasis when you're in that place, and especially when you can look at yourself naked in the mirror and love all the parts of you, you're going to come into a place of great awareness and expansion and growth. Okay? So again, when you can look in the mirror and see yourself naked and truly love all the parts of you, you're going to grow into a new consciousness. You're going to expand and you're going to see things like you've never seen them before because you're going to have a whole new level of clarity. So, sensation, right? Like I call these people floating heads, right? They're just going along with the status quo, going along with the mainstream media, popping lots of pills for things that are going on, and just two-dimensional narrative, right? Numbing things out. Where's the sensation, people? Like, I want to feel things. I like that hot and cold. There's sometimes I go jump in the pool because I know it's cold and I just want to feel that. It's good for you, right? People out there have created amazing immune systems from going from hot to cold water. Just doing that alone has created amazing immune systems. John, he says, I have ammo. Yeah, good. I think that ever there's a time, you know, if that's calling to you in Nevada right now, that's one thing that we have good in this state is that more people are armed here in Nevada per capita than I think anywhere, because their gun laws are really loose. But in cases when there's counties that are sending people out into your home to take people out of your home, especially in California, and especially when Child Protective Services is getting the whistle blown on them and maybe they're not getting access to as many children, it kind of throws a red flag on the field for me. Anyway, go look it up, guys. I'm not making it up. Go look it up. There's some testimonies that are coming out from Child Protective Services in California that has stolen and murdered hundreds of children. So we talked about that yesterday too. There's another rabbit hole to go down. What is happening to all the children that go missing? Thousands. To me, there is no greater problem. There is no greater problem, right, than protecting our children, protecting the sanctity of our children, protecting children in general, not necessarily our own, right? Like, is it fair that orphan or someone from a troubled home gets taken from Child Protective Services and then sold into sex trafficking? Do you know what they do to these children? You don't want to know what they do to these children. This is where I turn up the heat This is where I turn up the heat and it gets hot and it gets intense. What they do to those children is so against human law. It's so against any principle that any human, that a real human has. All right? Because those of you who know don't sleep. Let's put it that way. So, what the angels got to say. When you feel like there's a part of your body that you hate and that you want to hide, that part of that body is like a 5-year-old child, and you're just telling your own child, I hate you and I don't want you. And your body feels that. And it hurts just like a 5-year-old child would hurt if you told them, I don't like you, you're ugly, cover up. You would never say that to your 5-year-old. That would hurt your child's feelings, and you would feel bad if your child felt bad. Well, that's how your body feels when you say you don't like, I don't like my nose, I don't like this, I don't like that, right? It's like, ouch. I'm just here to give you a life. It was a big lesson for me to learn, guys. I mean, I'm almost 6 foot tall. I've weighed over 200 pounds most of my life, so I've always been a bigger person. And I grew up in the 90s when Twiggy was, like the icon. The icon was definitely skin, thin, petite. I think Bootylicious is more in style now, but it's still a thing. It's definitely like the thing in mainstream pornography that they push that anybody can have access to that's free, is like this almost childlike. I mean, it really does. I think when you start seeing the programming that comes out of this elite pedophile group, you can kind of tell where they insert it in everything mainstream, including pornography, and shaving the vagina down to look like a little kid, and being so thin, and right, and like it's normal for adults to have some curves on them and to have mature bodies and hair and stuff, right? So it's just it's like it's okay too to be one way or the other or in between. Like but having an acceptance for all types, really. What we're trying to get to is finding principle that we can all unite around. And I don't see anything bigger than the issue of children, right? Like that's where we need to all really unite. That's where we all need to come together and say, hey, all of this stuff deserves media coverage, investigation. All of it deserves to be absolutely cleared and or verified and taken care of appropriately, like completely removed off the planet. If you ask me, there should be absolutely no child sex trafficking or pedophilia or child pornography. So this is something too. I am not a political person. I'm not going to wear a Trump hat and a Trump shirt and be all about one party or the other, right? I'm not that way. The only reason I've been getting on here and getting all political is because the environment right now needs less lukewarm people and more people who are on fire and passionate about getting things out that the media is trying to cover up and not show you, including Google, including Twitter, including Facebook, including Instagram. All of them are in cahoots for an agenda to crash the economy and to push forward their agenda. We won't get into any more of their agendas, but I'll tell you right now, they want to normalize things that are really sick. Things there's no way you guys are going to look at it and be like, yeah, that's normal. Mm-mm. 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 So when I talk about the angel books too, I have a good announcement to make. I just ordered the 4th book, so I have all 4. These are Conversation with Angels by Dior Ashua. And guess what? He's coming on this show this Friday at 9 a.m. So I'll be interviewing him. He is in the world, but not of it. So he's just kind of a natural stream of consciousness. So it's great to talk with him on the phone and be able to kind of integrate what's going on right now, what I'm sharing, and like a perspective up through the angels. So these are I would say, channels, right? Answering questions and things that we have on a through the angels. So again, when I picked up the books today, they were talking a lot about how they see us compared to how we see each other. So we see each other, it's like, oh, he makes good money, he's good looking, right? He is a powerful person in politics, right? The angels don't see that. They see the person who radiates the most love, puts out the most colorful energy, puts out the most beautiful colors, right? That's what they see the most. And so, not say people that are in power and have money and stuff, their heart radiates love too, right? They feel happy, enjoy stuff too. So, but that's what radiates the brightest and what the angels see. And then the other message too was again around our body consciousness. So we have these two narratives playing out. And if you are somebody who's in the two-dimensional narrative and you just cannot see what's really going on right now, it's important that you're going to get in touch with sensation with your body and not be judging it and to feel things again, right? So, oh, hey, Connie. But my feelings. John's got feelings. Good for you, John. I'm glad you got feelings. People need to have feelings. Do you have any articles available for laws regarding removing someone from your home if they get COVID-19? There are no laws that they can come into your home. This is what we call a power grab that's happening right now because things are upside down and people are confused. So they want to take that, right? Because if you're confused and you don't know and you're in the dark, then you can, and you kind of just trust what you're being told. That's the target. Those people, they would come into their home and be like, okay, we need to take your 6-year-old away who's sick and isolate her or him. So there you go, right? Like that's not, they don't have any laws that say that they can do that. You have to stand for your rights, right? You can't do this. You can't come into my private home and take people away. If my child gets sick, there is not a chance in hell that anyone is taking her from me. Yep, that's good. I mean, if somebody was going to take my kid away from me, I would grab my weapons and I would kill that person. Like, I'm a mother bear. Don't touch my babies. Don't fuck with my babies. Don't fuck with kids. Don't. All right? You don't mess with the baby bears, the cubs, right? You walk through the forest, you see a mother with 2 cubs. You mess with those cubs, you're fucking dead. Okay? There's a reason why mothers are like that. So that's when she needs mama the most. That's right. That's right. Haven't slept in weeks. You are beautiful. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. Yeah, but just so you know, there's articles about them out there doing the power grab, but they don't have any right to do that whatsoever at all. So, yeah, thanks, guys. I was just kind of seeing what else is on here. Thank you, Connie. Thank you. I'm sitting here in my pajamas, and I'm telling you, plenty of old. Obamagate crickets. Yeah. Go. Thank you for saying that, Connie. It's nice to have you guys following the show and watching. This is really not easy to do. Like I said, I'm not a morning person, and I'm trying to also, it's not that I don't have the courage to talk about things that are really sensitive and to get into details, but I think we're all in a way programmed to like water things down, right? To make it digestible for people. So all I can say is that's if you're somebody who has relied 100% on doctors and medications and media, and this two-dimensional world is where you live, the only way you can really bridge to the other side is getting into the sensation, connecting with your body, connecting with that consciousness, clearing it out, detoxing the body of toxins. And are we even aware of what toxins are? I mean, at this point, I think everybody's somewhat aware, right? But soda pops, what do you call, carbonated drinks with lots of sugar, anything really packaged, Dorito, corn chips, GMO food, sugar is a big one. Alcohol, wine and beer is a big one. Believe me when I tell you guys this, I'm not a 100% in integrity person myself. I still consume sugar. I drink alcohol occasionally. I've been cutting back on that a lot. Um, I'm a big cannabis user, and I do actually. Um, cannabis is cannabis helps me a lot, right? I am a cosmic individual living in the matrix, really trying to serve humanity right now in a big way. And this is a difficult journey for me. This is a difficult journey. I'm sensitive. Nobody wants to not be liked. Nobody wants to be ostracized. Nobody wants to be made a fool, right? Like, do I ever think sometimes, wow, what if I was wrong? I actually think I would be, I'd be happy for those people who are out there thinking that I'm the one wrong. Well, I don't want to be right about all this evil shit that's going on in the world. Fuck that. Well, I'd be rejoicing if it was all just a made up story. But how many coincidences until it's mathematically impossible? That's one of the best phrases that's come out of this quarantine is how many coincidences until it's mathematically impossible? 500,000 children going missing. We got to look at this, people. You are a master and you don't know it yet. You have codes of divinity in you that are waking up right now. And you probably feel it. You probably feel sensations going on. You're not sure what's going on. Maybe you're feeling sore. You have random soreness in your body, right? Consciousness, it has a vibration to it. It vibrates very quickly. It's very loud compared to what we're used to. And it blasts through a lot of stagnant energy. And stagnant energy, it wants to stick. It wants to stay, right? And when we try to move it, it can feel very uncomfortable. Feel very uncomfortable. So, stuck energy and stagnant energy, you have stiffness in the body. So, if you try to like shake and wiggle your body around and you feel parts of it that just won't move, right? That's where you need to like put the energy in there, get everything shaken. I'm always wiggling my body around like a little. You look at a child, look at a baby, right? They feel everything in their body. They have like these little body orgasms, right? They're like always in their whole body vibrating, right? And this is before they're new and they haven't been programmed yet. A lot of our programming is always about being dignified, right? We need to make a face, an appearance for people. We need to look a certain way, act a certain way, answer questions a certain way, present certain things, only post things on the internet that are positive, right? Because in our world we're being programmed from a young age, right? So like really try to be somebody that we're not. Like we're not taught to be authentic, we're not taught to be transparent. But on the side of divinity, we're transparent. They see through us like we're bathing in Windex. They know exactly what we're doing. They know exactly how we feel about our bodies. They know exactly what we're saying to ourselves. Every day we're completely transparent to them. And there's no judgment around that. Again, there's no judgment around that. What the journey is for you today, what the message is for you today, is if you're living in a two-dimensional narrative, find where there's that separation in your body and just work on it. Just work on it. If you don't like your tummy, start loving on your tummy. Apologize to it. Pretend it's that 5-year-old child, right? And you've been telling your tummy that it's ugly for a long time. And now you need to go back to it and say, I love you, my beautiful tummy. It's great how much you've been with me. I love everything that you do for me. And start rewiring and reprogramming the consciousness in your body so that you can move away from separation consciousness into unity consciousness, where we're all one body, one unit, one body of water. So if you guys are interested in checking out more a media shadow, definitely follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. And on there too, I have people all the time who will message me, and we can share more links and kind of dive a little bit deeper into the news that's being censored and taken out right now. So that's it. It is 9:50, so it'd be probably good to do a nice little meditation. I've got people watching here, so we can kind of come down a little bit, ground ourselves, center ourselves. So if you'll take a deep breath through your nose, out your mouth, relax your shoulders, plant your feet on the ground, legs uncrossed, and just breathe. Exhale, make some noise, and just release. At any moment, we can choose to be at peace. We could choose to connect with our breath and just come back to the moment. In that moment is infinity, infinite possibilities for you, infinite possibilities for the collective. Breathe and feel all of your thoughts melt away, float away like clouds, dissipate. Feel your body grounded to earth through your feet, as if you're growing roots through your feet down into Mother Earth. Inhale. Tap your chest. Tap your chest. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to play some peaceful music. There's a lot of people that I'm promoting on here. Breathe. Moments of Peace is some great music. Let's see. Just Breathe. The song Just Breathe came on when I did a shuffle, so nice. Keep breathing. Connect with your heart, the truth of who you are. We're not above one another. We are not below anybody else. We're not equal. We are all different. And we're all the same. If you're tapping your chest now, keep tapping. Come here. You need some puppy love. Daddy. Come here, up, up. Come say hi. Up, up. Come on. Keep tapping. I want you to feel this. This is going to be good. Also, you can kind of use your fist as well. And breathe. Keep breathing. I'm going to give you guys some puppy healing here. Oh, never mind. She went outside. If your chest is hurting, if you feel pain when you tap, you have grief and pain that you need to move away from your heart space. So let it flow. If you feel tears coming to your eyes and you feel moved, you're moving stuck energy. Let it go. Let it go so you can open your heart and turn yourself to a multi-dimensional being. softly rub your chest, and then just rest your hands above your chest. Feel it. Feel the tingling. Do you feel heat? Do you feel life energy? Shunjakyu. Life and energy exists in us. It's real. The spiritual side of humans is real. This time we're in now is real, and I call to you, I beg to you with all of my heart, be on fire for the truth. Be on fire to rise with humans together as one. Hope that wasn't too dramatic, but I meant it. Just Breathe by Charles Seneca, his new album Appreciating, which you could only find on Spotify, I found out. But you might be able to go to his website, momentsofpeace.com, and order the CD called Appreciating. It's beautiful, this beautiful piano music, right? And these are ways that we could help ourselves right now find moments of peace throughout our days. Very, very important that we do that throughout the day as we get so much disruption in our noise. So peace and love to all of you. Thank you guys for joining me today. I will be back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. all over again. I feel like I keep getting a little bit better, a little bit more organized each time. And then for sure on Friday, if you guys can make it on Friday, I'm gonna have a split screen, and I'm gonna have my first interview with Dior Ashua, the channeler and author of the Angel Books. Incredible, incredible, incredible. It's gonna be amazing. Guys, I cannot wait. Thank you so much. Have a very blessed day. God and Goddess bless you. Bye-bye.